Hey guys, so I am going to show you how to do the Zentangle practice page. So again, this practice page is not the official Zentangle, but it is a draft or again a practice, so that way we can get used to putting our lines and shapes together and adding strings, which again are the lines to break up our patterns, and adding those tangles within those strings. Alright, so first things you're going to need are a half a piece of paper. You can use a full piece if you want to, but I'm only requiring a half a piece because I want you to take a lot of time on those patterns. And then whatever drawing materials you have, so whether that be a black pen or a Sharpie or maybe like a thicker Sharpie or marker, right? Whatever you have, gather them all up. I do want these to be black though. Okay, so I don't want any like bright neon green Zentangles. Traditionally, Zentangles are black and white. So for our practice, we are using just black ink materials. Okay. First thing we are gonna do is we are gonna make the strings. Remember, strings are the lines that we make to break up the patterns in our Zentangle. We're actually going to fold our paper for those strings. So you're going to take your paper, and you don't have to fold it perfectly like that. All right? You can if you really want to, if it makes you feel happy. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it just kind of crazy. So you can see my folds, all right? These folds are your strings. What you're gonna do next is you're gonna take any one of your drawing materials, I'm gonna go with the Sharpie, and you're going to trace those folds. All right, so you're just kind of tracing, flatten it a little bit and trace right on top of them. You wanna be as careful as you can. All right. Some people like to use a ruler. If that makes your heart happy, go for it, but you don't have to, because remember, this is just a practice, so you don't want to spend too much time on just the strings. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take lines and shapes and combine them into an intricate pattern between my strings. Okay, now because I folded it an extra time, I might have more shapes than you do, and that's perfectly okay. No matter how many shapes you have, you're going to put a different pattern in each one. All right, so again, a different pattern in each one. I should be able to tell the difference between all of your patterns. If you need some inspiration for patterns, you can look on the other slides in this Nearpod, because I put in a whole bunch of examples for you. You can copy some patterns, you can make up your own, you can combine a couple, however you want to go about it. But again, I do want intricate patterns. So really quickly, I'm gonna show you what I mean by intricate. All right, so I'm gonna take my Sharpie. Now, I'm gonna do it in these shapes in here. So when I say intricate, I mean sort of layered or detailed, right? So for example, a simple pattern that you can use if you would like to might be like just stripes. Right? Maybe I just put stripes on. Cool, simple, easy. It works. You know, it's okay. Not super interesting, but it's fine. Now, what I would like you guys to do is add more detail, right? So this could be one layer, as we say. If I want to make this more interesting, I'm gonna do it in this shape here, so I can just show you real quick. I'm gonna add another layer. So I'm gonna start again with just my stripes. Also, a side note, make sure you don't get any Sharpie on your table, because I don't want any families getting mad at us for using Sharpie on the kitchen table. You can also put a piece of paper underneath. That will help. All right, so this is my layer. Now, if I want to make it more interesting, I can add some more detail, meaning more lines or shapes. So for this one, I'm gonna add some diagonal lines. So that already looks way more interesting than this one. Okay, so there's, I'd say, about 2 layers. All right, way, way, way more interesting. We want this more so. But this is okay, this is acceptable. I want you to add even more. All right, so trying to find a smaller shape so I can show you. I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it in this way. So if I want to add a 3rd or even 4th layer, all right, I would do something like this. So let me get back to here. Okay. I want to add a 2nd or 3rd layer of details. So one thing I could do is I could shade some of the shapes in. All right, I could do like an interesting checkerboard kind of situation. I could also add even more straight lines if I wanted to some of them. So this is what I mean when I say intricate or detailed patterns. Level 1, level 2, level 3, right? I am looking for all 3 throughout your paper, right? So now you can go ahead and add any other pattern you want as long as the entire paper is filled. And I apologize if you can hear the dog barking in the background. All right, so this is what I ended up with. I have a different pattern in each one of my little sections divided by my strings. All right, I went with sort of a nature-y vibe. I've got some waves, some leaves, some flowers, all that good stuff. Maybe some petals or almost look like feathers. All right, so you can see that my entire paper is filled. It did take a couple minutes to get everything in there, So that's why I wanted you guys to, you know, at least have a half a piece of paper. Again, if you choose to have a full piece, go for it, but I do expect the same amount of detail, all right, no matter how big your paper is. Everything is in black and white. You can see I used thin lines and medium lines and thicker lines, all right? You can add whatever patterns, line shapes that you want, as long as they are black and white and intricately detailed, all right? So the nice thing about Zentangle is that you can always add more. Now, once this paper is done, I will put up a new Nearpod link so that way you guys can see what we are doing for our official Zentangle project, all right? But when we get there, this sheet is going to be really good to have, so that way you can copy some of the patterns you already came up with onto your Zentangle project. All right, so this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this project. Hope it was at least a little bit relaxing. I always kind of get into, you know, a good mood when I'm just, you know, doodling away. And I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. All right, I will see you later. Bye.